Been working on a new project for buyers right now, and it is a buyer's workbook. It's intended to be your one stop shop for how to buy a home in any market because a lot of the process of buying a home actually happens before you ever step foot into that home. And a lot of buyers don't know that. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I have a few slides, um, and then we will go over that. So give me 1 second. So, like I mentioned, I've been working on a guide for buyers to go through the home buying process. And I named it the Ultimate Guide to Buying a Home. It's like I mentioned, your one stop shop workbook for buying a home from start to finish, from just an idea of buying a home to actually closing on a home, whether it's your first home, you're upsizing, downsizing, it's an investment property. Investment properties are a little bit different. However, this could be a cornerstone of buying a home. So, like I mentioned, my name's Austin Cassidy, and I have a passion for educating my buyers. And when buying a home, a lot of people skip right to step number 4, and that's action. All they want to do is go buy a home. But really, there's 4 steps before you ever step foot in a home that really need to happen. And this is what that workbook walks you through more in depth. And I'm going to touch on those 4 points right now. Number 1 is make an assessment. Buying a home can be very emotional, and being emotional can lead you to making rash decisions. So, really, you need to look at why you are wanting to buy a home. We don't want you getting into a home because it's a fad, because it's what other people say you should do right now. You want to buy a home because it's right for you, it fits your wants and needs, and it's the time that you want to buy a home. You're prepared and you're educated. Number 2 here is set the standard. A lot of people go into buying a home wanting to look at every home, which is totally fine. But you do need to define your wants and needs. And this workbook is going to walk you through how to define what is a want and what is a need in a home. And then you're able to actually, in the workbook, go through and compare what are your wants, and on the next page, work on transferring the needs into that. That doesn't mean you can't buy a home with your wants, but it helps to lay it out so you are able to make an educated decision and a decision based on your financial status in that next home. Number 3 here is set the timeline. A lot of people don't know the timeline of buying a home. Well, sometimes you can start 6 months before you ever want to move into your home. Sometimes we need to get you in a home in as little as 45 days. Everyone's situation is different, and that's why you need to set your timeline based on whether you need to get out of a home that you're selling, whether you need to get out of the home that you're leasing, or it's just a timeline. Hey, I just want to find the perfect home, and it doesn't matter if it takes 18 months. We really just need to set that timeline for you, and the workbook's going to help you walk through that. And then finally, it's time to take action. And that doesn't mean stepping into a home and starting to look at homes right away. It means taking action steps towards buying that home, like getting pre-approved with a lender, choosing who your realtor is going to be, knowing your options for title and escrow, knowing your options for different lending programs. It's just a time to take action and really take those steps towards meeting your dream of buying that home. So those are the 4 steps. Well, okay, great. But how do I get this home buyer's workbook you're talking about? Well, you can reach out to me. I have my contact info here, or scan this QR code. The QR code will lead you to a Google form that will allow you to download um, the workbook and start working your way through. If you have any questions about the workbook when you're going through it, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to walk you and guide you through it, but it's a good place to start for someone who maybe wants to buy their first home and they don't know what the process looks like, or someone that just, it's been a long time since I bought a home and I just want to make sure it's the right thing for us. So if you have any questions, like I mentioned, feel free to reach out. I'm going to show you the first page of this as well, and so you can get a little sneak peek. So here's the first page. It's a home buyer's guide It's going to walk you through 12 pages of how to buy a home and what are the major things you need to think about when you are going to buy a home. So I hope this helps. I hope the workbook helps. And like I mentioned, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm here to educate my buyers. I have a real passion to make sure that you, as a home buyer, are educated through the process of buying a home, because a lot of the times home buyers get into a situation where they don't get enough information. And I want to make sure you feel like you have enough information to make a proper decision when it comes to one of the biggest investments you'll likely make in your lifetime. So my name's Austin Cassidy. I'm with Tanner Realty Group. Feel free to reach out.